Welcome back to Legacy of Leaders, where we highlight leaders who are making a big impact both locally and worldwide. I'm Morgan Young, and today I'm joined by Ted Davis with Grace Strategic Services Incorporated. Ted, thank you so much for joining today.
Yes. Well, thank you for the invitation. I look forward to our conversation.
Likewise. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about your company and what you guys do.
Well, always the Grace Strategic Services, we've been around for 27 years, so I think we've done something right along the way. Our focus is threefold. We both provide coaching, consulting, and leadership training. It's those blend of those three. And what we try to do is help people align their strategies, make sure they have clear understanding of what is their strategic aspirations, and then make sure they're aligning all of the business functions so everyone's pulling in the same direction. Thirdly, that they're engaged with employees, and fourthly, that they grow leaders. Those are kind of the range of all of our services fit in one of those four areas of service.
Fantastic. And who is it that you serve primarily?
We focus on serving the C-suite, but we'll work with mid-level leaders as well who are trying to develop their leadership skills. And we work with medium and large companies. I don't do very much with startups. I think there's other experts who are better fit for the startups. So we're focused on established companies who want to enhance the leadership so that the company goes farther, so it becomes more efficient, more effective, and a great organizational culture for the people to work in it. One of my themes is creating motivating environments, how mission and vision focused, values based, and performance oriented, that's MVP companies, create MVP employees who are motivated, they're valuable, and they're productive. And so that's part of what our focus is.
Absolutely. And I think more companies need that and that intentionality that goes with it. And tell me, we were talking offset and you used the term leadership wisdom. Tell me more about how you use that terminology in your coaching.
Well, that's become I guess the older I get, the more I would focus on wisdom. I guess that comes with age. So much of what I see in organizational development, leader development, and so forth, it's correctly knowledge-based. The person has to understand human behavior, understand the soft skills of effective communication, instilling trust, conflict resolution, performance management, and so forth. But having the knowledge is not enough. You have to understand situations. How do you have a understanding of the leadership principles of your own personal values, of the organization's values and operating principles? How do you apply those in varying situations? So wisdom comes into understanding what is the issue, who are the players, what are the possible outcomes, what are the antecedents, what caused the problem in the first place. So you've got to be able to put all that together in a meaningful and purposeful way,
and my daughter,
and use your experience, use your education, use your relationship with other people to apply the right wisdom, the right action to unlock key performance.
Absolutely. And how do you use metaphors as a way to help unlock that wisdom within your clients and customers?
Well, a couple that I tell people is that number one, you've got to be a good skier. So as a leader, you're going down the slopes. It's challenging. But you've got to keep those skis parallel at all times, because if you cross tips, you're going to tumble and break. If you split those skis, it's going to be incredibly painful. So your skis are being people-focused and results-oriented. They must be present at all times. They must be parallel. And a skier navigates down the slope by shifting weight left and right. That's how they steer themselves as they traverse the terrain. Well, likewise, as a leader, you've got to keep those two skis parallel. You must be results oriented, people focused. You don't have a choice. You must be both. But what you have to do is to develop that balance of staying upright but shifting. I'm going to put more focus today on the mission because there's something critical about today and a deadline or a production run or whatever it is. But the next day, I may put a little bit more focus on the people because somebody is struggling in their personal life, and I'm going to be more patient and understanding. So, how the measure of all those things is what you've got to do to shift weights. But you must keep the skis results oriented, people focused, parallel at all times.
Beautiful.
And then the second one, second metaphor I use is you've got to be a good mathematician.
Uh-huh.
In other words, you've got to be able to figure out, okay, what's the expectation? What's the performance? So expectation minus performance. If the sum is 0, well, that's a good thing. That somebody is meeting my expectations, to which you've got to be able to show appreciation. Let them know, hey, you're meeting my expectations. But if expectations minus performance is a negative, then you've got to have the right intervention. Is it training? Is it coaching, counseling, whatever the right intervention is for the moment? And if expectation minus performance, it's bigger, they exceed what you're trying to do, well, that obviously merits some sort of recognition and reward. So you've got to be a good skier and you've got to be a good mathematician.
I love it. I think that's so helpful for people to really visualize what it takes to have that leadership wisdom. So thank you for all the amazing work that you're doing with Grace Strategic Services. I really appreciate you and what you're doing for our C-suite and for everyone who is in the business world. So thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk with you today.
Absolutely. And viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Legacy of Leaders. Our time just flies by. But if you want more information about Grace Strategic Services, head on over to dailynewsnetwork.com. We have all the information right there. We'll see you in the next episode of Legacy of Leaders.